Greetings everyone, this is Elizabeth and we are here today with some Ohuhu Honolulu series markers. I purchased these off of Amazon with my own money. This is not a sponsored video, but I know some of my crafty friends are interested in seeing what these are all about. If you follow my channel, you see me using the Arteza Everblend markers, art markers all the time. I do have the fancy schmancy ones with the brush tip, okay? Brush on one end, chisel on the other. I do like a chisel. This is how Arteza comes. However, if you order the Ohuhus, you can get the bullet nib and the brush. But I got the brush and the broad end, as they call it. Okay, because that's what I prefer. I like that broad end for big areas. Now, the reason I ordered the Ohuhus was to try and fill in some gaps that I had from the Arteza. Now, Arteza, I bought these 4 packs of Arteza, the tropical tones, the portrait tones, the flora colors, and the gray tones. Okay, there's 36 of each. Between the portrait and the flora are my colors, right? And then the gray tones is just that, a bunch of gray colors, and the portrait tones are a bunch of browns, right? So tropical and flora, I think I said that wrong, but tropical and flora are the colors. So I went through and I did a swatch. So I'm going to run through my swatch really quick and we can kind of see this. So in Arteza, we have the bees, which are our blues. And in this 48 count of Ohuhus, there are nothing that corresponds to the Arteza. Okay, I know, kind of weird. So there's that. Then we hit, let me flip that one over. Then we hit the BGs, which are a blue-green, and we had one, which is a nice filler. It's more green than the blue, okay, but it's a beautiful color. I do love that. And then, we keep going. Ohuhu does have blues, but they're lettered differently. And then here's my browns. Remember, I bought the whole set of portrait tones. And then we have the 3 browns, which do kind of correlate. The BR1 matches the BR31. The BR2 matches the BR23. And the BR3 kind of matches either this one a little bit and this one kind of. So similarities, okay. Again, in our grays, the cool grays, we've got our Arteza blends. Because remember, I bought the pack of grays, but the grays, you know, they have different lettering. So these are just in alphabetical order. It's easier for me. That's how I store them, alphabetically. But again, this one kind of matches there. This one kind of matches there. This one kind of matches down here. More of this one here. But they're not perfect matches, so I did acquire 3 new colors of those. Then this is where you see all my Arteza. That's all the greens. So I'm happy that this is darker than this. I can actually pair those together. This one is very similar to that one. This one's similar to that one. And that one's a little bit different there. So I'm kind of on the fence about that. Okay, and then Arteza, more of the grays. Okay, we have the blue grays, the gray greens, and then the gray yellows. Okay, and then the neutrals, neutral grays. And then we have the peas for purple, right? So we've got the definitely additioned. So and this was another reason, because I don't have a lot of purples, and if we pull up the next set, okay, that's all I have. for those. Okay, and so you can see we've got this nice purpley red coming in. Now this is where the lettering system is kind of weird, because if we go back to these Arteza, right, look at that. Okay, that one, they're not exact matches, so I did add some blues into my color. They're just labeled differently, right? That one's pretty close, but not exactly. And then even with Arteza, those two could be buddies. I'm just saying. But these are supposed to be a purpley blue, and why they labeled these as a purple blue, I'm not sure. These should be blues, and then this should be a blue green, in my opinion. That belongs right there in the blue greens. I don't know. The labeling, you guys, they're different markers, different things, but they're really nice colors, and I am happy with the addition of the blues in here. Okay, and then the other thing I'm happy with is the reds. You guys, the Arteza reds, look at, okay, this is Arteza. We have like one super dark one and one super bright one. Well, okay, so 3 super bright ones, but these two, this one's more orange, this one's more red, and then this one's a little bit deeper, but they don't go together very well. And then these ones, tell me those don't just look the same. I don't know. I could be wrong, but you know, so the Ohuhus, they did add some. Those two can go together. We've got 2 more dark ones. So this one I can finally put with a buddy and get some coloring differences in there. I could put, like, those two are similar, you know. So I do, like, these two would be a good pair to color with, but so yeah, we just add some more colors in that way, which I was happy for the reds. And then we go to, again, this is a labeling issue. These are YGs. They're supposed to be yellow green, whereas Ohuhu labels them as a green yellow. So when I'm filing these, I'm actually pretending these are a YG, and I'm going to integrate them into my Artezas that way. But if we go back to our other greens, okay, so those are our Artezas, and there's not a ton. There's just not a ton. And so then we added these sets, and I'm happy. Like, this is a nice color. This one is a lighter version of that one, and that one, it kind of goes with that one. But then these 3 here, they're more unique versus these ones here. So I am happy. Overall, I'm doing okay with the addition of the yellow greens. I am happy with that. And then our yellow reds, which, you know, should be some oranges, but that's how they're labeled, is yellow red. But again, this one, very different. This one's very different. This one's very different. This one, yeah, it's borderline to those ones, so I'm okay. And this one's a little bit darker than those ones. So again, some uniqueness. So if you have the Arteza portrait, or sorry, not portrait, yeah, Arteza Tropical and Flora, the colors, like the oranges and the greens and the reds and the blues, getting the Ohuhu Honolulu colors, you're going to add into that a little bit. And it is going to help you do different color choices, I think, in my opinion. But we want to see how that's going to go, right? So we're going to use, oops, where did I, just un second. There we go. I did a little doodle, and we're going to see, how the Ohuhu colors, okay? And we're going to go ahead and use, let me make sure we can see all the goodness. Get back in your pile there. We're going to do that there. We're going to do some of these. Let's do a blue flower. We'll do 8 and 7. PB 8 and 7. We'll do those ones for one of the flowers. And then we'll do 16 and 9. And that's in Arteza. 16. PB 16 and PB 9. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of Arteza and a little bit of Ohuhu. And it just cracks me up because those are blue, right? Those are blue and those are purple. Purple blue. Yeah, these should have just been labeled bees. But we're going to go for what they've got, right? And they are, like I said, I did do the brush nib. So we've got our BB8, right? It's going to be our darker one. So we're just going to get that in here and put that down. Okay. Then we're going to get our light one and we're going to go right over the top and pull the colors out. Kind of soften up those edges if we can. And they're not going as soft as I like, so we're going to add that color back in. Okay, and then we're going to pull it out again. Oh, there we go. Sometimes you got to work it a little bit. And I am using marker paper, okay? So we're going to put the dark color down. Get that in there. Then we're going to go right over the top of it and get the lighter color in. Okay, go over it, blend it. Okay, and then we're going to go over that dark area again to help blend that out a little bit. There we go. Just kind of soften up those areas. So dark, really cake on those colors, and then pull out our light. And it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Go over the dark area one more time. And then it kind of gives us a third color in there, but very pretty, very pretty. I like this color. The brush nib fills in very nice, and you can go very, very tiny detail. So I like that. Just go in lesser, going with less ink. Less pressure, right? Get that in there. Okay, so there's our blue flower. Okay, let's get these cupped back in. So they go down very smoothly, very nicely. Oh, that's another thing. Let me get this too. So when you order your Ohuhus, they give you a little plastic mat to put between your pages. So let's see how that does. We'll put that there. I don't know if it's going to change anything. We're going to go ahead and color this little flower, this little petal. See if that helps anything. And we're going to pop out. No, I don't think there's much of a difference in coloring. Get that little bit there. Okay. Let's go back in with our dark. And I'll show you that nice fine tip. See, it just, if you don't push too hard and you just let the color flow out, it's going to color in those dark areas quite nicely. Gonna blend out those edges. Yeah, see, oh, that might actually does work better. Look at that. That blended quite nicely. Let me do this again. We're gonna come in and just do this thin double layered area. So you can see how tiny an area you can fill with these super teeny weenies tips, right? You don't have to push hard at all. Kind of like tap it in there. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's very nice. Then we'll get the little Arteza ones, and I'll show you. The application, the juiciness of the pens, to me, they're very similar to the Artezas. They're nice quality. Either way you look at it, nice quality for these. Oh, those are the wrong ones. We're doing the PB series, and we're doing PB 16. And for both Ohuhu's and Arteza, they do put a mark where the brush end goes. The only thing I dislike about the Ohuhu's, if you yank off both ends. And the reason you yank off both ends is if you, sometimes the ink wants to flow out faster than you can put it down, and it will actually glob and like spit up. And to avoid that, you can pull both ends, or if you notice it start to happen, you pull both caps off and it releases that pressure, and you just tap off the excess liquid on your brush nib, and then you can go back to coloring. If you yank off both lids, you won't know what color this is. Arteza graciously put the name and the number on the barrel. So when I yank both lids off, I'll still know what goes where, versus I don't get to know on this one. So that's my only disappointment so far with the Ohuhu's, is they didn't number the barrels. They don't have to put the whole name on. Just, you know, hit it with the PB7 would be nice. But here we're going with the PB, let's do PB 16. Okay, again, we're going to do the dark right at the edge. Fill in that part too, why not? Let's get, and again, if I just tippity tap and get that dark area filled in, you can go in and fill in small areas quite nicely. Just tap it in like so. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit more purple, and then we're gonna take our lighter one right over the top of the darker one and pull that right out. And if we notice it's not blending our color as much as we want, we can just go back like we did before. Actually really pretty. Add a little bit more of the dark, and then go in and pull it out, and it'll help us get a little bit better of a blend. Oh, I like that. Very nice, very nice. But so far, I really like the Ohuhu's. They're very comparable to the Arteza. Again, all alcohol markers are kind of expensive, and if you're not spending a good amount of money, just be wary. The lower the price, there might be something wrong with it. Just saying. Especially if you're buying like slightly used, just be careful with that, you guys. But yeah, so those, I mean, look at that. Come here. Again, this is the marker paper. And yes, you should see your marker through the back side. And if it's not filled in and looking juicy like that, you're not going to get the blending and stuff that you like. Let's try some, the greens. Let's see what we can do with some greens. Let's get some greenery in there. We're gonna do the Ohuhus. Let's do G2 and GY2. So there's G2 and GY2, those two right there. And then our Arteza, we're gonna do, let's do these two, YG6 and G17. Okay, so we'll start with the Arteza. We're gonna just plop, I don't know which color is darker really. YG6 I think is darker. Okay, so we're gonna pull this color in, and look at that. Nice broad color strokes. Oops, not that end. They're a nice light color. Look at that. Woo, that's nice. That's nice. And then we're going to do the same with these. We did YG2 and G2. G2 is the darker one. So we're going to take just the same. We're going to take big brush and kind of push it down, right? And then we're going to take our other one. Oh yeah, look at that. And see, this one's kind of juicy, so I'm going to pull the cap off the other end. There we go. Woo! So nice. So nice. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those leaves. Now, if you need to, I mean, look at that. You can blend them. We're doing Ohuhus right over the Arteza. Look at that. Because it's a little bit of a darker green. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Blend right in there. So you can definitely use them together. It's not going to hurt them a single bit. Okay. So we're going to go with this dark one from Ohuhu, right? We're going to flick that in there. And then we're going to pull out the lighter one from Arteza because I like that. Okay. I like that lighter color. And we're going to build that up a little bit because I need that to blend out just a little bit more. And there we go. Very nice, very nice. Gonna go in with that a little bit and then go in with the Arteza just to get the tip. Oh yeah, that's nice. There we go. Look at that. Ooh, that's so nice. Now see, this is, I've got caps. I've got caps everywhere, right? So we can easily look at this one and say G17 and put our caps back on. These ones have a nice click noise to them. I like that. These ones, sometimes they click and sometimes they don't. Wait, is that the right one? G2? G2, yes. Like that one didn't click, but it's closed. So it just kind of depends, I guess. And then these, I just drew some like baby's breath. So something light colored for those, a nice little gray-ish color. We'll throw a little bit of pink in there. Doesn't have to be anything spectacular. So this one was our warm gray. And then we'll test this color out. Let me grab a little Testa. Ooh, no, that's too dark. See. Let me see. Did I have a light color in here? That's Arteza. That's Arteza. No, it does not look. I have like a light color in there. That one seems to be the lightest. But I want my baby's breath to be kind of a pinky light. So let's see what we have in our pinks. It looks like it's going to be Arteza for the win on that. We're going to do the R09. R9. So nice pinky color. And we just hit it with a little bit of Ohuhu. Okay, and then we're just going to go right over the top and add in our little pink. Which almost looks the same color. What the heck? Oh, sorry. I smack you guys. Interesting. Depending on the paper you use, the color changes a little bit. But that's all right. It is close to what I wanted. So there's our little baby's breath areas. And then we want our innards, which we do want on the yellow. Where's my yellows? There we are. So we're going to do Y2 and Y3, not to be confused with YR. There's the Y3 and the Y2. So this one is Y3. This one's actually the lighter color. Odd. We're just going to swirl that in there like so. And then we're going to come in with the Y2 and add a little bit of darkness in there. And there we have it. Our little flowers are all colored by the Ohuhu and Arteza, mixing and blending and having some fun. And we can see we applied a lot of nice color to the back. Well, to the front, which bled through the back, which is what's supposed to happen, especially on marker paper. I think the little rubber mat, I think it made a little bit of a difference with the blending, because you can kind of see it didn't blend as nicely, but then with the rubber mat, it started blending really nicely. So I think this will make a little bit of a difference for you guys. But overall, I do like the Ohuhus. I'm not overly joyed with the addition of colors, you know, but that's not their fault, because I already had a set of markers and we're trying to fill in some gaps. Now I am happy that I do have some more colors. I'm still on the lookout. I want a better range of greens. I want a better range of the reds, and I want a way better range of the orangey yellows. Like, I don't know. There should be some really red orange in here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It could use a little bit of work. And then the yellows, they're all right. I don't know. But really, with the reds, totally need some work. Because a lot of the colors are repeats, even with Arteza. You know, those colors are way too similar, in my opinion. Way too similar. But, yeah. But that's my opinion. If you guys are interested in Ohuhu, I would say they're a good brand. This is a nice, good little starter kit. And again, I got mine on Amazon. They come in a nice little baggie, so you can just, you know, plop them in, take them wherever you need to, whatever's going on there. They did come with this little booklet, so you can learn about learn about the tips. So if you want the brush tips, you're looking at Honolulu and Honolulu B. That's where I got this, Honolulu. So there's a Honolulu B. And then if you're looking for a slim, broad, and a tri-nib, I mean, just some fun stuff. See, and there's the fine tip, which you get in the Honolulu B. So brush tip and brush tip with the fine tip is Honolulu B. Brush tip with the chisel tip is what I have, is the Honolulu. So yeah, lots of stuff, questions, all that fun stuff. Like if you need broad, I mean, that's a pretty broad marker, and so they'll goes into depth about some of this stuff. Like this one, this series right here, there's 320 colors. And so, yeah, that's a lot of colors. But, you know, I don't know. Some of them look the same. Like those kind of look the same. But that's just, I don't know. I'm very particular. I hate it when they look too close together. But here's some bright colors, and this is the Kayla series. There's 150 colors in that. The Honolulu, you can get lots of colors. I have the 48, right? I have this. But then you can get more. More. I like these pastel colors. I don't have a lot of pastel colors. I don't know. Ooh, and then you can just buy pastel colors. What? Look at that. Look at all those pastels. But yeah. Again, ooh, they even have fine liners. So you can do some drawing. They have marker books and stuff. If you guys are wondering, I am just using a Hobby Lobby marker paper, Master's Touch. That's the marker paper pad that I had. I got it heck of a deal, right? But it's super thin paper. It's supposed to pull in the ink quicker, or it pulls the ink in quicker, so it fills the area faster, so that you use less ink. That is the purpose of marker paper. You actually use less ink because the markers blend because they're saturated with the alcohol base, right? And you can use the alcohol from one marker to the other marker and saturate the area, and it blends and bleeds together, right? So if it takes you a long time to saturate the paper to get that excess amount of ink to bleed into the next color, it's going to eat your markers. Alcohol or marker paper, you don't need as much ink to saturate the area, and so you're able to do the blends much quicker and much easier. So if you can use some marker paper, I would recommend it. But to be honest, you guys, I don't use the marker paper very often. I use a 32-pound paper. I just ran over my picture. You guys, when things fall on the floor, don't run them over. I'm gonna have to redo that one. I murdered my picture. No. But yeah, I would recommend marker paper if you're using your markers. But I use a 32-pound accent opaque paper for most of my marker coloring for my rubber stamps, because it's small area anyways. So I hope you found this useful. Like I said, if you have the 4 sets of Arteza like I do, which is the Tropical, Portrait, Flora, and Gray, the Ohuhu 48 series is going to give you a little bit more addition. into your greens and your oranges and a little bit into your reds. You're gonna have a lot of matchy on the reds, but you're gonna have some colors that are not. And you can see I have more dark with the Ohuhu than I do with the Arteza. So that I'm happy for. And then of course these purpley pinks are a huge bonus because I don't have those in the Arteza at all. So I was really happy for that addition right there. But thank you for joining me, and we will see you next time. I hope you all have a wonderful crafty day. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of markers you use. If you like, you know, whatever brand. Even if it's the Copics. I can't afford those, but I hear really great things about them. Just let me know, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.